All right, we got a couple people in here. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Tonight we have Rachel, who's going to teach us using Canva for your business. So I will hand that off to Rachel. If you guys ever have any questions, go ahead and hit up the chat or the Q&A. I will be here watching those so we can get those answered. Rachel, it is all on you.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for coming out. Like you said, I am Rachel Evans. Right now I own a cafe in Benson. It's called Edge of the Universe. You can see my webpage up front. I made it all holiday. It's so cute. But I've been running organizations, social media, their marketing, or advertising for events for over 10 years now in my professional career. And I've also been commissioned to set up social media works or even full marketing platforms for both for-profits and nonprofits. And even before this, I worked for Do Space, hooray, for a couple of years doing their marketing as well. So we're going to start this series for the best tips and tricks on how social media can really work for you. I think a lot of small businesses or even large businesses in general, they're so excited for their brand, for their product, for what they have to tell the world. But then they have a hard time getting that message across. So social media is your greatest tool. And it's one of the best tools there is because essentially you can do it for free. You can, there will be some paid things. You can boost different things and events, but for the most part, you can start reaching new customers, both locally and nationally, get your message across about sales or your events, all for free. And every business nowadays needs a social media page. You want to be where the people are, and you want to be able to contact them, and everyone is on social media pretty much. So it doesn't matter what kind of business you have, you definitely want to be on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter. Throughout the coming weeks, we'll actually go through those different social medias more in depthly, but I wanted to start off with Canva. For those who aren't familiar with Canva, it is awesome. It is absolutely incredible marketing tool. It's all done online. So there aren't any additional apps or anything you need to download to get started. Canva, it's going to make you look like you're a fantastic photographer, like you're a graphic designing genius, that, you're so artsy and it's so easy to do. In fact, I've even worked with some graphic designing firms that when they sent some preliminary images over, I was like, oh, these are all from Canva. So full graphic designers use this tool as well because it is so easy and it's great for your branding purposes. So, how to go? Just a second. And of course, we have technical difficulties. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Hooray! They're going to edit that in post, so I look like I know what I'm doing. Canva, on the basic level, you can get is totally free. And with that, I want to look over. Okay. So I want to go over to their website for that, just to kind of look at, so you can get an idea when I go over and I say like, oh, this is pro or this is enterprise, you can understand what I'm talking about. So if you just wanted to start in Canva today, or maybe some of you have already started, you can do it for free. Now the free part can get you pretty far, but eventually you're going to notice like, oh, there's just not as many templates as you thought, or it's not as different as it could be. To get started, it says here it has the 250,000 free templates, which does sound like a lot, and it is a lot. But the more you use it, you're going to go through those pretty quickly. There's 100 plus design types, so it's not going to give you the full everything that maybe different social medias or videos would need. There are hundreds of thousands of free photos and graphics, which again sounds like a lot, but if you wanted, like, I need a picture of a kitten in a little teacup on a Saturday reading the newspaper, they're not going to have anything that specific with the free. You can invite members of your team, but we'll get into more teamwork in the enterprise. And there's only 5 gigs of the cloud storage in that one. The one that I use is actually the Pro, and I highly recommend that. There is just way more with the Pro. So it's everything the free has, but most importantly, it has the brand kit and the uploading your fonts and logos. This alone is a huge game changer. If it's just you doing your social media or your marketing for your business, or if it's only you and one other person, it makes a huge difference to already have all your colors uploaded, all of your fonts uploaded, your logos, to have that already in the system. It just really helps. I know when I use this for Do Space, it was so easy to like take one of their templates, but then make it look like our own colors and everything, lickety split. They also feature the one-click design magic resize, which I love this tool. Again, game changer on this one. And I'll explain more later how that works and what it can do for you. Big jump here. There's 420,000 free templates, and there's new designs daily. I don't know if I see new designs daily, but they definitely have, probably weekly, I'll see new things come in. And they're also really good about having new slides for new holidays or new seasons. And then when everything was going on with COVID and people were explaining their COVID policies, these were up like within days. They were right on the ball. So this was awesome. Another huge jump here, 75 million stock photos, video, audio, and graphics to use. So that way, say you're using iStock and this, I would just get rid of the iStock and just use the Pro version, because they're going to have pretty much anything you need in it. You can save designs and templates for your team to use, 100 gigs of storage, and you can schedule your social media content to 7 platforms, and we'll discuss that later. And then enterprise level. Enterprise is, I mean, really awesome. It is really everything you're going to need, but this is more for if you have a team of people, or if you wanted to kind of get started and then throw this over to a couple other people. This just is so much better if you're working in groups. So everything Pro has, but you can also establish your brand's visual identity and logos and colors and fonts and formats across multiple brand kits. So this is really nice if you have an organization and you might have your one look and your colors and your logo and your fonts, but for different programs, those all have their own branded looks. This way you can have them all uploaded. So it's for a much bigger marketing plan. You've control your team's access to the apps and the colors and logos. You can control the team's uploads into Canvas. There's built-in workflows. Set elements of your team can edit. Unlimited storage, which again, if you're just like knocking these things out, you're going to want that unlimited storage. Single sign-on SSO and 24/7 enterprise level support, which that sounds like the fanciest level of support I've ever seen. I haven't ever really need to reach out to Canva, so I keep with the Pro and I'm very happy with it. So let's jump into Canva. Hooray! So this is what it looks like when you join on. Right away, you can see there's a lot to pick through. Up top, they have, once you start using Canva, they'll start giving you like, hey, I noticed you use these Instagram platforms a lot. We've got new ones. That's where you can check those out. If you just need to grab your designs real quick, they're all right here or down here. Shared with you is an awesome option. Again, if you're sharing the social media or if you asked a member of your team, I want you to work on this, and they finish it before they publish it, it can be sent to you. And then branding kit, this is where you're going to want to upload your colors, upload your logos, your fonts. Content planner is really cool. Again, if you're working with a team, we'll show how to use that later. Create your teams where you add people, all your folders, trash, all the good things. So the first thing we're going to do getting into here is getting into their social media. So social media obviously is what we've all come for. And we're going to start here with the Instagram post. All right. So absolute greatest thing about Canva is they take out all of the guesswork of how big a post needs to be. Are your pictures pixelated? Is your font going to work? Is this going to work? And so with that, you want to, sorry, just got an update. So with that, it's really going to help you make everything look cohesive. Every social media looks different from every single platform. So for example, the other day, this is for a bad example, unfortunately. So the other day, I went to make this, what I thought was a beautiful slide. So I took this picture of this cocktail and I was like, I posted it from Instagram and I was like, great, I'll just throw this on Twitter real quick. And when I looked at Twitter later, I realized that it totally cut off the picture. It wasn't the right size and it wasn't formatted correctly. So that was kind of a bummer. What I wanted it to look like was this. So if I had used Canva, then I would have had the right size. Everything would have fit and looked correctly. I know DoSpace was having some technical issues, so I think they're back. So with Canva, you won't have that problem where everything looks half on, half off. So we're going to start here and say you want to do something for an upcoming holiday. And I've been practicing doing this for DoSpace, so it was already popped up. But hey, Hanukkah's coming up. Who's excited? Hooray! So one thing that's really great is that they have these all preloaded. And then you're not guessing of like, oh, how should I, do I wish someone a Merry Hanukkah or do I wish them a Happy Hanukkah? And then also they're going to have the correct photos on there for you as well. So for example, for Hanukkah, you don't use a regular menorah, you use a 9-pronged menorah. So they have the right one on there. That again is just taking that guesswork out. So if you wanted to post for Hanukkah and you wanted to say, oh, this is for my business. Now, if you just love this as it is and you don't want to change anything, that's easy peasy. Click on it, go to download, and then you can download as a PNG, a JPEG, PDF, PDF print, SVG, a video or a GIF. And you can have the pixel size bigger and download, and then you'd be done. However, the best thing about Canva is you can change everything to really jazz it up and make it your own. So we're going to go in here and we're going to say from Edge of the Universe. And we want this Edge of the Universe to be our font. So I already have that preloaded in here. And that one's ready to go. And again, like it looks very nice, but it's not quite on theme for my brand. So I'm going to come in here and I was like, you know what? We need to make these purple, and we're gonna make these candles pink. And now it's starting to feel more like something that my company would put out into the universe. Oh yeah, we like that. So you can change the colors. I can even change the colors of these little sunbursts. And then of course, just by clicking on the font, I can change the colors and I can add that. So just a few clicks, it's already changed from what they originally had to something that's more cohesive with my brand. And then even from there, I can grab my logo, which I have uploaded. So the first tab that you have is all of those templates of anything you wanted to find. And then you can go through the side and really start changing things. So say I want to make sure that my logo is on all of these. So these are all photos that I've uploaded. And so I'm just gonna say, yep, I want my logo on there. So I can drag it over, or I can just click and it'll pop up. And then I'm gonna move this over to the side. Perfect. And that way my logo is all ready to go. If we wanted to change it up even more, you can upload videos, you can upload audio, which I obviously haven't to date, or you can get into their photos. So this is where that big difference between the free version from the Pro to the Enterprise really comes into play. They show you recently used, but then they also have trending photos. So trending photos could just be things that they've been put out recently or that were new or that they just felt like was season appropriate. So if you wanted to add maybe some of these to it, and you can see in the corner when it comes up, when I scroll over it, if it says Pro, or if it says, these are all Pro. Let's see, let's find snow. They're all Pro. Oh, there we go. There's a free one. So that's, I mean, that right there, it shows you just how many Pro versus free. So you just get a lot more options when you have the Pro. So for the free, we're like, oh, beautiful wintry scene. If I wanted that. And then obviously it went in the front. We can't have that. So you go to position. And this can either move that image forward, so now it's in front of that text, or backwards. Back, back, back. There you go. So now it's behind everything, but that doesn't look too great, so we're actually gonna delete it. As you scroll through the photos, see this one's free, but most of them are gonna be the Pro. If you did find one, so say you're using the free, but you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have that dog. He's so cute. All you would do is, I believe they cost $1 per image. And when you would go to download, it would just have like how much you're charged for that. So that way you can still use the free, but then have the option of just like buying them as needed. So we will, bye doggy. If we wanted to change things up even more, we can get into elements. So elements are all the little bits that are going to make it look really fancy. Again, they have the featured ones up front and also the recently used. So apparently I used a turtle who's also a spaceship and a unicorn and a cake. They have lines. That's where you're going to find these sunbursts, or if you were like, I really want to underline that Hanukkah, you'd be able to do that. Also have simple shapes. If you wanted to add those to the background, change the color. Again, when you add things, it's always going to be over the top. And so you just go to position, tell it to go backwards as far as you want to go. You can add that in if you'd like. Oop. Or delete it since it looks weird. There's also frames. So frames are really good for if you wanted, so I was adding those photos before and it just came as a square. But if you wanted to add maybe a circle, so that way the puppy is like perfectly cropped, and then as you change and move it, it will always stay in that circle frame. And then if you also wanted to change it, you just have to scroll, just hover over it, and it will change itself, but always in that shape. Stickers are one of their newer features that they came out with. So they're all things that are going to move around and spin and jump. So if you use these, just make sure that you download this when you go to download instead of as a stagnant picture, that you want to do it either as an MP4 or as a GIF or GIF. I don't know the correct way to say it. But that way you can make sure that they are still moving. So these really, you see a lot of them nowadays, especially in Instagram stories, which we're gonna do a story as well. But if you wanted to have a plop up perfect Hanukkah dessert. And again, with all these, you can search through them if you want to do charts and add a chart to it or a graph. They're really easy to use. They have gradients. And then at the bottom here, they have more of the stickers, but they have them categorized for things that people are probably looking for a lot. So people are probably looking for coronavirus ones a lot. So there's a lot of doctors here. This doctor looks like he's very angry at the coronavirus, but it's not good for Hanukkah, so we're gonna take that off. They have the bold foliage, which is fun. They're one of their new designers. Zodiac symbols, simple drawn objects, camp rustic, and some of these are popping up because I've used them for my marketing purposes. A lot of hand-drawn organic rainbows, which are just brown rainbows, as you can see, a lot to choose from. Or if you're just like, I need a hippo, you can search for hippo, and then it's going to give you all the options. And if you scroll through, sometimes those stickers that move around will pop up. They're usually towards the end. Or the other thing that's really nice with these line ones, you can also change the colors. So if I wanted him to match the menorah, I could do that. And it's a happy Hanukkah hippo. Yay. You can also change or add text. Now with the templates, that's one of my favorite things is they're already gonna have the text on there. It's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna be cohesive and sized right. And so, but if I didn't have this text, I'm gonna move it over for a second. They have a lot that you can choose from as well. Things that are more art style, or if you scroll down, this is one of my favorite features because I have a hard time with, is this gonna, I could have these three things on their own, but they make it stylized so perfectly that it's, you just click, and then I can change this to Happy Hanukkah. Or I can pull this out so Hanukkah's all on the same, or maybe we like that it's a little bit off. And again, it's just 2 clicks and you're putting in your own info. Hooray! Or if you're like, you know what, just kidding, I hate all that, you can just delete and bring our original ones back in. The text is nonstop to choose from, and it's so easy. All you have to do is highlight the text, and you can change how it looks one click away, and it looks totally different. And just through the text alone, you can go hours and hours and hours scrolling through all different kinds that it has. It's really nice. And they always have, this is one I definitely see that they have different ones popping up all the time. Also on the left is your styles. So this is where you're going to see your branding kit if you have the Pro or the Enterprise one. And then if we wanted to, so we're like, we love this, but we want our colors, you would see your colors pop up here. And then you would just, with one click, so we're going to pretend that these are our colors. And it's going to change your entire font. So, I mean, your entire image. So everything now is only in these colors, which you would have to change this part. So if I wanted to change this text, it has the document colors already up here. So I'm able to pull exactly from what it just changed. So that way I'm not trying to find like, oh, is this the exact blue or not the right blue? So it was our original. So again, it's just as easy. It's going to change your font, your colors, all that jazz. Just one click, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know why they're all making. And again, easiest way to, you can have your entire look done in 2 clicks. So if you wanted to, essentially you just start, say we're going to pick this one, and I kept my text from Edge of the Universe, celebrating Hanukkah on this time, which is actually after Hanukkah this year. And then say that this was our style, 2 clicks, and I'd be able to download and I would be done. This is why Canva is awesome. It takes so much of your work out for you. I mean, you can get in it and really play through it and really get into the nitty gritty, or just do a couple clicks and have a post that looks beautiful. Now down here, we can get into music. So you can add music to your social media. Instagram has it, just as you scroll past, so does Facebook. Twitter now has a fleet option, which is kind of like an Instagram story or a Facebook story. So they're kind of getting onto that boat as well. We're not going to go through all the music just because I think it would be kind of annoying for me to half play music. So I will let you play around with this. But again, everything is just as easy as you click here. It's going to play up there for however long you want. And it's going to loop, since all of these social medias only loop for a few seconds. If I wanted it, yeah, so then it's yours. Let's see here. Or say, I don't want that horrible first part of the song. Now it's the most dramatic Hanukkah ever. Hooray! It's like Stranger Things, but Hanukkah, which is kind of the Hanukkah at my house. Anyway, that is all you would have to do. You just have to move it over. And it's ready to go. And I am so sorry if that was really loud for you. We're going to delete that for now. However, if it was still on there, all you'd have to do is download, and then make sure you download it as an MP4 video. That way it'll keep the sound. All right. And then videos are the last thing that they have on here. You can make an entire video. We'll show you how to do that. Or you can just add in a little clip. So if you just want to add those, beautiful lights, how pretty. I highly recommend hippos. Putting the frame. So you can do the frame and then go back down to videos And then that way it's just kind of stayed in one chunk. It's not taking over your whole post if you didn't want it to. Or if you did want it to, you could put it there. Make sure we're putting it behind everything. There we go. And then again, you just have to make sure that you download it correctly. And it's already going to suggest, hey, you should probably do it as a video since there's a video in it. And then the very last one, which is I find really funny, that's the last one because it's seems like it should be closer to the top, is all your background features. So this is going to change the background of our whole post. So with one click, you can have gradients, they have abstract ones, a lot of food options, textures, flowers, nature, and then just going through all of them. So you can just scroll, 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 find one you love, and download that one. And that is everything. That was just for the one Instagram post. That is everything you can do to customize it, to change it. Even like I want the Sofengayot to go a little lower, or I want the dreidel over here. I mean, this program is absolutely awesome for customizing something. So we started off with this template, and now we're over to this one. You can make everything look like, oh, I just thought of it on my own. I'm so good. Now, what we're going to come back here, because I mentioned earlier in the Pro, they have something called the Magic Resize button. And this was one of the main reasons I did buy the Pro. It is so worth it for this one feature. So when you're doing social media, you're not doing, usually, I should say, you're not doing just one platform. You're not doing just Instagram or just Twitter or just Facebook. You're usually doing all three. Now, I could either download this Instagram post it to Instagram, and then I can try to piece by piece make, I could go back to Canva and say, in social media, I need a Facebook post. And then you could try to figure out like, okay, where was that? Okay, there's that background, I guess, and then find each one individually of all the little knickknacks they had around. Or we go back to our original one here, our Instagram post, and this is the magical resize button. So we hit resize, and it now has options to do a Facebook post, Twitter header. I can turn this into stickers, or if I start scrolling through, I can turn this into a poster. This could be our logo, our card. I could turn it into a brochure. Like this has a CD cover. You need a CD cover for celebrating Hanukkah, or a magazine cover. All of their options on their website is through here. Or even if there was a weird size I needed a specific size, you can type it in here. But say, okay, I need this Instagram post, also be a Facebook post. I just hit copy and resize, and it's done for me. Yay! This is the best feature. You're gonna get through so much of your social media just so much faster, because that's all you have to do. And then sometimes, like when you resize, okay, I need to make this a little bigger because these dimensions are a little bit more larger than Instagram, move things around a little bit. And then I'd be done with this one, and it would be the exact same one on all the different platforms. Again, if I wanted to resize, okay, so I have my Instagram, I have my Facebook, now I just need my Twitter post, copy and resize. It's gonna be that exact size for Twitter. So again, you'll have to kind of move things a bit. Make that bigger. And as I'm moving things around, you'll see all these grid lines popping up. And that's because it's telling you exactly like, oh, these two birds are exactly on the same line, or my dove and my dreidel are on the same line. It's constantly trying to make it look symmetrical for you. Same thing, now that's in the middle. If I want it in the middle, it is so perfect. It's so nice. Like I said, like Canva is here to make you look awesome, and they're good at their jobs. So then I would just have to download it, or they even have this button here. If you connect your Twitter to Canva, all you'd have to do is click this button. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to post this right now to our Twitter. And then it would be able, you don't even have to like download and then upload and then do the, you know, you can just, again, one click, done and done. And it's so helpful and nice. Let me pull this over here. So that was just for if you're going to do a simple post. They also have their social media stories. And the reason why I wanted to go through these ones is these are the more animated stories that you see. This is what I feel is a little bit fancier than the regular post. And again, because it's Canva, they make it so easy. So say I wanted to do a whole feature on, we're gonna do a whole spring sale feature. So right away, I can choose to do all 8 of these. So as people are going through your Instagram story, you're just gonna look so professional. You're gonna look so cohesive. And these are already done. I mean, you could take hours of trying to figure out exactly how you want, you know, your text to look and the right pictures, and, you know, should I have more of this one, or, you know, how do I add the next one? It's just click and done, and then you fill in the rest. And you don't have to do all 8. If I wanted to, I just hit apply all 8. Or if you wanted to do like, oh, I like this one and I like this one and that one. Perfect. That's all we're going to do. But then say we want to animate it. We want to bring these to life a little bit. They have this right here for you, and it's their animated feature. And it's going to bring in each of these individual segments in different ways. So if you wanted to have a block, it's just going to block it in. They have the option of fade in, pan, rise, tumble, which is a personal favorite, stump, baseline, pop, also a fun one, neon, which I'm not sure who likes that one, and then scrapbook, which I see a lot. It's really fun. And then you can also see that these first ones, the block, fade, pan, rise, tumble, they don't have that little crown with them. So these first 6, those are all free. And then again, if you wanted to use the pro, then these are the pro ones. And you don't even have to like click for each individual one. You just hit apply to all pages and it's going to be done. And then again, you just want to make sure when you download, and it's going to suggest the MP4 video, or if it's just these focuses but you don't have any music, you can hit it as a GIF as well. And you can download all 3 pages or just the first page. Say you want to do the pages throughout the day. You don't want to do them all at once. They have those options. Or if you wanted to add more life to them, you just go back to the elements page and the stickers. And these stickers can like really just add a lot more eye-catching, popping. There's a lot of desserts right now, apparently. Yeah, you can add that to the side of it. And you can still change the feel of it. So if your brand colors are here, you already have to press those two things and you would be done. Or if you've uploaded your own photos, so these are some photos from my cafe, I can just upload that and I would be done. And then of course you can add music, which we're not going to, but they have a lot of options on music. I mean, you can get exactly the feel you want for every single post. You can just like, these are just like the first, I love how it says sad. If you wanted a sad post, these are just the first 3 examples. You click see all, and then again, you can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And then, so these are the ones I feel like the more people are adding to their templates, the more people are making it look like their own, or they're adding the stickers that move around, makes it look like, oh yes, I am a marketing genius. Boop. Close that one. So this is just, everything we've covered is just like 2 parts of this incredible website. You can get into everything for social media. You can get into TikTok backgrounds. My business recently has started doing TikToks just to gain some more viewership and to make our brand more fun and pop. Facebook covers. I love that they have this here because this was one of the trickiest parts when I was doing graphic designing, because the picture I would have would sometimes not fit exactly. And so I was constantly like trying to scroll up and down. And this way I can see exactly like, oh, this is exactly how it's going to look on Facebook. This is the exact cover is going to look. I don't have to worry like, is it pixelated? Is it doesn't fit our brand? It's all in there for us. So as you scroll through here, all different kinds of social media. They have blogs, blog banners. The YouTube ones are so nice to use. Their videos. Again, like you just want to make sure your dimensions are right. And then with Canva, you don't have to think about it. The YouTube channel art. You can even like have your Pinterest pins. I know a lot of companies advertise through Pinterest. And I know so many times I've clicked on something just because like it was beautifully done on Pinterest and used it. And then Facebook ads as well. You want to make sure, especially if you're going to pay to have an ad done, you want to make sure that it looks beautiful. And if you hit play, there we go. So you can see on the side here, this is how it's going to look. This is, you know, when it's animated. And then it even has that video we can see. So, I mean, you can go from having just having a picture or having this actual video, or you can upload your own videos as well. I highly recommend, I mean, they have professional things. It's all legal to use. Totally worth it. So this was just the social media part, and there's still so much more that you can do with Canva. If you're doing an event, if you want to just hand out invitations, I recently got engaged, hooray! And I'm gonna need a lot of invitations in my future. Hopefully, I won't have to have a social distance wedding, but we'll see. The world is weird right now. But they have posters. I actually love using the posters for my emails. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So these are my designs. And I found a poster that I really liked. And so this is what I use. So when I send out an email, it has all the information. This is everything new. And then when I want to go and I'm like, okay, you know, it's Tuesday, time for a new one. All I have to do is go into File and make a copy. Boop. And so this is my brand new one. It says copy of Edge of the Universe newsletter. And so I just take out that copy and I put in the new date. And then I'm able to change it right from there. So again, I'm not recreating it every single time. I just make a copy and then I can say new things. Hooray. Okay. They also have brochures. Anyone, if you have ever done a brochure for your company, it is the worst. It is so hard to do, to know like what size do I put what looks what. And then these ones, again, it's just all done for you. This is the first page. This would be the second page. You would just add it at the bottom. And then one thing, if you wanted to, you could print it off on your computer, but then you can also order it through Canva. So, you know, you're not having to go through a different website or different, you can just create it, click, tell them to print it. They can print it on the trifold. They can make a t-shirt out of your brochure. That would be very chic. You can make business cards, flyers, certificate, mugs. Everyone wants a brochure mug for Christmas, I'm sure. Rack cards. You can order stickers, anything. It is so nice, and they make it just, you don't even have to think about it. It's just done and done. And then you can make your tickets, Facebook event cover. Again, with marketing, all of your marketing ads and tools and flyers is right up front. If you have documents that you need to make, so say you're doing a super fancy presentation, so definitely for my Facebook one next week, I'll be using presentation from Canva. If you wanted to do professional letters, I know a lot of, definitely like when you're starting off with a small business, you're like, oh, I have to make an invoice, but I want to make it look cute. I don't want it to just be like, here, you owe me $10, signed Jimmy. You want to make it look nice. And so again, you can click these, or if you needed to change anything, they make it so easy to change out. They have permission slips. They have Santa letters. That's cute. I didn't know that. All different letters, beautifully done. You don't got to think about it. Resumes is another huge one. So I actually have a friend who their entire job is resumes, and they do it all through Canva. So they have made a career of using Canva, and they're doing very well. I applaud them. And it's, again, so easy if you wanted the simple classic resume and to fill that in. Or if you needed something that looked more corporate, or if you needed a creative resume, just depending on where you're trying to go in life, they're going to have it already graphically designed for you. They even have graphic design resumes. So if you're a graphic designer, like, look at that, done and done. They have skills graphs, which that's funny. I don't know why you'd put that on your resume. Brochures, magazines. I also know another friend of mine who, she actually started her own magazine company, and they started with Canva because it was just so easy for all of them to get that done. You can also do prints. I love this t-shirt option. I am totally going to start doing that for Edge of the Universe t-shirts. You can use their designs. Or if you just wanted to do your logo, you just pull up your uploaded logo. And then if you hit print t-shirts, it'll show you what it's going to look like. So if I wanted a black t-shirt, and that square, that's what's going to look like. Or I want it on both sides because I'm fancy. Or you can change the color of the shirt. They don't have a lot of colors, but I mean, if you just wanted to do, I just want a t-shirt with our logo. I want the logo kind of higher up, or I want it way bigger. Or I just want it on the one side. They have it all. They do it great. And oh, the other thing I love is then sometimes when you're printing with other companies, you're not going to have your exact colors. But because I've already uploaded my colors and everything in here, I know I'm going to get my branded colors on. So we only have a few minutes left. Yay! I'm so glad you came. The last thing I want to show you all, I mean, you can go through, you can make your own videos. They've got tons of stuff. This is one of their newest things, is all the stuff they have for school. I know a lot of people are doing homeschooling or part schooling. So they have that option. And then they also have a lot of personal ones that you can use. The last thing I wanted to show you is so cool. So say you really wanted to get into graphic design or you really wanted to brush up your skills, they have that. In Canva, they will teach you different courses. For example, you can learn, I have to quiet them because they pop up right away. But if you wanted to learn how to do Canva better for your classroom, they have all of these lessons and they are really good. And they're from the people who actually work for Canva. There's social media mastery. I have looked through all of those. Like I've actually gone through and studied these. And I've worked in marketing and social media for years, but it's always changing. And they have, just constantly updating. You can get into graphic design basics to get a better eye. I know there's been times when I've made something and it looks wrong, but I don't know why it looks wrong. I just know that it does. This helps you kind of flush that out and really hone your skills that you already have, so that you feel more confident going into these. And then also branding your business. If you're brand new, branding your business is super important. You want to know how your business should look. You want to know the colors, the fonts. You want to have that ready to go, and they'll teach you how to do that. And they also teach you how to do presentations. They have full tutorials. So even like more in depth, if you want to get into it with Canva, you can do that. And Canva for education, for pro, so many different things. They used to have events. They don't do them as much now. I don't know if that's because of COVID or not. But they were doing them online for a while. I don't know if they're going to do that or just wait till the world gets put back together. But that's Canva. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to do more of these. Like I said, we're going to have a Facebook one and Instagram and Twitter, and we just want you to get the absolute most out of your business and how social media can do that for you. Feel free. I'm going to shamelessly plug my cafe right now. Please come to my cafe. Small businesses are trying their darndest. We're on 6070 Maple Street. Everything from coffee to cocktails and little bites to eat. You can also check out our website and our social media so you can look through all of that, maybe get ideas of your own. We're Edge of the Universe BFF, like best friends forever, which we're totally going to be best friends. Or our social media is Edge Universe BFF. Or you can email me. That's totally a picture of me and not from Enchanted. And my email address is there for marketing questions, marketing help. But you got this. Just remember you got this and you're going to do great. And thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you so much, Rachel, for teaching that class with us. Thanks everyone else for joining us. And that's all we've got for today. We hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.